I saw your play the other day. It was awesome. I'm not the biggest fan of stage formats. Sometimes that's just not my thing. It has nothing to do with the quality of the play itself. It's just uh, it's so different from like I like movies, so it's like it's a different pros and
It's a more
cons.
visceral experience, I think.
Yeah, 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 and I think it's very interesting. So was it your first primary choice to perform on stage, or are you more of a movie person? Like what would be your ideal?
If I could make a living off of it, I would do theater forever.
Theater? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I think
So
it's
basically what you're doing now,
yes,
grander scale.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think there is something about theater that um, is yes not tangible like film. Where film you have a finished product and it's there and you can share it with any people you want to and it'll always be there. Theater is something that if you're not in that audience that night, it's a completely different animal from the one that you see the next night. And I
Mm-hmm.
think there's something really
It's like jazz.
like what?
Like listening to jazz.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
think
it's
there's
just like
something.
if you miss it one night, you come in next night.
Yeah,
It's something else.
there's something intrinsically very very human
Mm-hmm.
about theater. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
theater began with two people.
Mm-hmm.
It's what theater can be one person
Mm-hmm.
and an audience. Like
Mm-hmm.
it can exist in
Mm-hmm.
that sense. It's simple. It doesn't need a lot, and it's constantly trying to find a human connection.
Mm-hmm.
Where whoever who is in front of you is trying to say something
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to reach you. And I
Mm-hmm.
think like the best forms of theater is when they're trying to figure out a problem together with the audience
Mm-hmm.
rather than preachy theater, I think. And for me, it is the feeling of for me what I love about theater is that I can't um, call cut. Like as soon as the show starts, you have
Can't
to
make
finish it.
mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do if you make mistakes, whatever. You just keep going. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to keep going, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's something that is very true about life. In
Mm-hmm.
general, like you're gonna run into all these like
Mm-hmm.
crazy things that are gonna happen, mistakes happen, whatever. But you're in it,
Mm-hmm.
and there's something that's amazing about it because like with theater when everything all of the properties and aspects come together,
Mm-hmm.
it's magical. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's magical, and I find it very sad that a lot of people don't have access to theater. A
That's
lot of
true.
people don't go see theater. They'd rather go see film. They'd
Mm-hmm.
rather go see this giant blockbuster that sunk like hundreds of millions of dollars into it,
Yeah.
rather than go see a play where you have to sit next to another person
Mm-hmm.
and be like this far away from another person.
Mm-hmm.
I think like you can't really check out. I
Yeah.
mean, you can check out in theater, but
Mm.
not as much as you can in film. Because like film, you can just go and watch it
Mm-hmm.
and fantasize around someone's world, whatever. I think with theater is that it's asking you to really look at yourself and who you are.
There's a culture to theater
Yes, a
that
lot of
you
people.
have to be very knowledgeable to even be part of the audience.
No, I think that is wrong. I think that is absolutely wrong. I don't think you need to know anything about theater
Mm.
to go see a show. I think that is
Well,
like,
to appreciate it.
not even to appreciate, to see it. I think it's something where you walk. What do you have to do? It's the same thing as like walking and buying a ticket to see a movie,
Mm.
but it's just we've put so much stupid feelings about it. We're like,
Mm.
oh, you have to have this kind of money, you have to make this kind of money to go see Broadway shows and blah blah blah, and it's only for
So,
this
so,
elite
so you
group
think
of people.
the reason why
It's
a
not.
lot of people don't watch theater is because there's stigma to it?
Yes, I think that
Yeah.
is. I think it's. I mean, like if you look at the audience of any play now,
Mhm.
what is the population of people? It's usually unless it's like a play about people of color,
Mhm.
then most people that go see it
Mhm.
are not people of color.
Mhm.
Why? Because for so long, the plays that have been done have not really said anything to these people, to me, to my generation.
Mhm.
But it's also who can afford to see theater when like a theater ticket is at least the least amount is $20.
Mhm.
Where you can go see a movie for $13, $15.
Yeah, the price difference isn't that much.
Yeah.
Comparatively. But I guess what I was trying to say is I think one of my reasons that people like movies more is because they're less intelligent. Like I know they're intelligent movies, just like they're intelligent plays or whatnot. But the reason why people like blockbusters is because there's a lot of like there's not really, you don't need to put two brain cells together.
Yeah, you
There's
can
3D, there's explosions,
yeah,
there's Transformers,
you
right?
can
It's like,
check out. You don't
yeah,
have to have
yeah,
you don't have to have a point of view. And I
yeah,
think when you go to see theater, it forces good theater
yeah.
forces you to think,
I
forces
guess I,
you
I
to
guess that's what I
be.
was trying to say about the
Yeah,
culture thing.
and I think that's like it's a shame.
It takes more appreciation and intelligence to really.
I don't even think it's even intelligence. It's that to go see theater
Mhm,
is you're asking a lot of the audience. You're asking
mhm,
them to be there with you, be
mhm,
present with you,
mhm,
to not check out,
mhm,
to engage in a dialogue. It
mhm,
is a dialogue, you know? And in film, when you go see a blockbuster movie, you go see Captain America, whatever,
mhm,
you can check out. You're
mhm,
like, I'm just watching this person's life. You don't have to engage
mhm,
because there's not a real person in front of you.
mhm,
It's just little digital little bytes and pixels and stuff, you know? But theater, it's
mhm,
actually people on stage.
mhm.
And I think theater is scary to people because they don't know about it. They don't know that it's actually not that bad. It's just you're going and you just have to be there.
Mhm.
And I think in this era of fucking social media
Mhm.
where like everything is like clip 30 seconds, whatever, people are getting more and more checked out.
Yeah,
People don't understand that
and
they
films
can't even
adjust
just.
to that. I feel like if you look at old movies and you look at films now, like the way the movies are cut now, like per scene, they're much shorter. Like if you look at old films, even films from the 70s and 80s, the camera just stays there longer,
Yeah.
and there's more dialogue. Now it's just like if they can't make a joke every like 30 seconds,
Yeah.
they're afraid.
They're,
I think they're catering to the lowest common denominator, and I think stage hasn't done that yet.
I mean, why would you try to sink yourself down to that? I
You
think,
know, box
you
office.
know, I think like
Mm.
that. I mean, that's why you can't really compare theater to films really sometimes because like it's too different. It's two very different that emerged from
Yeah,
something else. Like
extremely different.
film emerged from pictures.
Mhm,
You know, it was a picture that then you took multiple frames of it,
mhm,
and then it became something that was moving along. It became film.
mhm,
Theater is person to person connection,
mhm,
and that is it. And that's something that is scary to people. And like I say, like with the social media, with everything we have now,
mhm,
even in theater, it's hard to get people to stay more than
mhm,
stay in it for more
mhm,
than something
mhm,
like a couple minutes. Like people always want to be on their phone. They're always wanting to. They're scared that they're missing out something on social media.
mhm.
I mean, I notice it with myself. I'm always like,
Yeah.
like I find myself like I've lost hours of my life just like looking up Beyonce videos or something like that. You know?
No, you're absolutely right because you're asking the audience because in a theater they don't allow you to film. Like they don't
You
allow you to
should
play
be
your
able to
phone.
film it. 'Cause
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when you go to Broadway, they have the ushers actually tell you to stop doing that. And so you're basically asking the audience to get away from their phones for 2 hours. And you know, in a society that they'd rather just die. Like it's like taking air from them for 2 hours. You're like, hey, you're gonna watch this thing. It's gonna be really entertaining, but we need you off the phone for 2 hours. Can
Yeah.
you do that?
I mean, you can see it. It is a way of like kind of numbing the society.
Mhm.
How do you take people's voices away from them, force them, get them addicted to technology
Mhm.
where they don't really have to have any critical thoughts?
They're trying to crazy in movie theaters. People text all the
Yeah,
time.
I mean, and you can see that with like now where our movement where we have a president who
Yeah.
tweets. That's
Yeah.
all he does. That's
Yeah.
his thing.
Yeah.
And he's the most powerful man in the entire world right now. You know? He is. And
Well, I don't want to get
no, wait,
involved.
let me talk, let me finish. Like that is what's bad with society is like now we've it's gotten out of control. Social media has gotten out of control where now people don't believe that the facts are facts. They believe that their opinions are facts.
Mhm.
And so why would you ask someone who they are the center of their universe on their phone? That is them. They are the center of the world. We've built this way for people to be very, very narcissistic
Mhm.
and very like everything is about me, 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 me.
Mhm.
So why would I take myself out to do something theater or something that takes the focus off me for 2 hours?
Mhm.
That's crazy,
Mhm.
you know? But I think like it comes with how we educate ourselves, like with how you educate the next generation that it isn't all life is not social media. Life is not film, life is not theater, it's just a representation of it. It's what people want you to think. And I think that's what we all have in common, like in film and theater, is that we're trying to put forth a vision of the world that we want or that we're afraid of, or and I think it's very important.